So, out of these two, Dre and Miguel, who would win in the fight? And when I say Miguel, I'm specifically talking about a prime Miguel. So the Miguel that won the All Valley tournament before he started training with Daniel. Because that Miguel that won the All Valley before he got that big injury and before he started training with Daniel, that was the prime Miguel Alvarez. So that's the Miguel I'm referring to. Well, first of all, let's look at each character's strengths. When it comes to agility, flexibility, and athleticism, I'd have to give the advantage to Dre. Like, Dre is definitely better when it comes to those attributes. For starters, he's a lot smaller, so that helps in terms of just agility, flexibility, etc. He's smaller, and even when you see him do his kicks and moves, like, he's definitely more flexible and agile. He's definitely more athletic as well than Miguel. So I definitely give Dre the advantage when it comes to that. I do think Dre's better at that. But in terms of defensively though, I think Dre is better, definitely better than a prime Miguel, and that's largely due to the teaching and the ethos of Cobra Kai. Like, Cobra Kai, it how do I put this? Like, it focuses primarily on defense, whereas Mr. Hand's teaching, like, there's more of an emphasis. I mean, rephrase. I said that. That's not what I mean to say. What I mean is, Cobra Kai focuses primarily on offense, not defense. Offense, I mean. It focuses primarily on offense. Whereas Mr. Hand's teaching, there's more of an emphasis on defense. But more so counter-punching, I would say. Defense and counter-punching, I would say. Because Mr. Hand's teaching, it focuses more on counter-punching than Miyagi do, I would say. And so I would say Dre is definitely defensively sharper, but offensively I think Miguel was better. I think Miguel was a bit more spiteful as well, which you need in any combat sport, I would say. That version of Miguel is a bit more spiteful. And that's what I'd say. Actually, I don't know, like, going back to defense, actually, that one's tough. Like, that one's tough, actually, because Miguel did beat up 6 guys at once. I mean, when he had only been training for a short while, he did beat up 6 guys at once in season 1. Those guys that were bullying him, and you've got to have a top defense to do that, because he barely took any punishment as well. But a caveat I would add to that though is that he was using primarily offense to defeat those guys. So I don't know, because again, that's part of the Cobra Kai ethos. I mean, offense is also used as a form of defense at times. Not saying that Cobra Kai doesn't teach any defense, it does, but if the focus is more on offense, clearly. But I don't know in terms of defense who's better, Dre or Miguel. Actually, I'd still give the slight edge to Dre, but it's closer than I initially thought. But I'd still say Dre is better when it comes to defense, I would say. But put your comment section below, guys. Who do you guys think has got the better defense out of Dre and Miguel? I would say Dre has got the better defense, but it's close. Yeah, it's close. But anyway, moving on. I think that Miguel's definitely lost that meanness and that spitefulness that he had earlier on, like in the early seasons when he was solely training with Cobra Kai. When he was solely training with Cobra Kai with Johnny, I think it was more spiteful, more mean, which is like I said, that's a good thing. I'm not complaining at that. That's a good thing. Like, when Miguel was more spiteful, more mean, he was a better fighter. I think like that's a requisite of being a top quality fighter. And I think that made him a better fighter when he was more spiteful and mean, like he was in the early seasons. But as he started learning Miyagi-Do, like, I do think that made him less spiteful. I don't think that Miyagi-Do made him better overall. I really don't. I don't think Miyagi-Do made him better overall. I don't think Miyagi-Do suits him, personally. I think Cobra Kai makes him a better fighter. It makes him more spiteful, which is good. Whereas Miyagi-Do, it makes him less spiteful, which in with someone like him, he needs that added spite. He needs it. So I do definitely think that he lost that spitefulness when he was with Miyagi-Do, unfortunately. But now, to answer the main question though, I would pick Miguel to win in the fight against Dre. Yeah, I would pick Miguel to win the fight against Dre, mainly because I think Miguel's a little more well-rounded. Not to say that Dre isn't well-rounded, he is, but I think that Miguel is slightly more well-rounded, slightly more complete, and Miguel's size would definitely play a part too, because he's older. Even Miguel in his prime, I think he was at least a couple years older than Dre. Dre was like 13, I think. Miguel was like 15 in season 1, I think. I might have got the ages a little bit wrong, but I think. So Miguel's, and when you're around that age, 2 years makes a big difference because you're going through puberty. So 2 years makes a big difference. Do you know what I mean? The strength of a 15-year-old generally is a lot greater than the strength of a 13-year-old. So 2 years makes a big difference when you're that age. And like I said, I think Miguel's size would play a part because he's older, and he's not only that as well, he's bigger. He's naturally bigger than Dre. Yeah, he's naturally bigger than Dre as well. And when you've got two guys that are close in skill level, it can sometimes come down to who's the bigger and stronger guy, and that's clearly Miguel. But yeah, it can sometimes come down to that. So I think that Dre's athleticism though and agility can give Miguel problems. Like, it can give Miguel issues in the fight, and he might land some decent blows, but I think ultimately though, Miguel will come out on top. But guys, put your thoughts in the comment section below. I usually respond to all comments, so put your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you guys think would win in a fight between a prime Miguel and against Dre Parker, and why? But that's it for this video, and until next time.